This is the book of Matthew, chapter 24, verses 6 through 8. Verse 6, and it reads, And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching me this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners, and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom. This is your brother Ayashar Barazar from the Indianapolis branch of the Great Millstone, coming back at you with another lesson that is edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. And all of this stuff is going on. Nation against nation. You got Iran, the state of Israel, and America going at it right now. Says you got famines. All right, we know of a shortage is coming up, and pestilences. All right, that's what I'm going to be dealing with today. All right, and you got earthquakes in diverse places. All right, and I got this earthquake app. This is just from Sunday the 12th to the today the 16th. All right, and this is a current app as up to as late as 3 hours ago. Okay, and see, you see to the left, those are the different places. You can see with the different flags, and then you have the date range from July 12th until the 16th, and then the magnitude. Okay, 3 plus. Anything over 3 is where you start to get damaged. So you can see off to the left how the flags just keep changing. All right. Yeah, the magnitude is 3.0 and up. All right, just continuous, non-stop. All right, all these different places. All right. These earthquakes are hitting. All right, causing damage. All right, yeah, I can just look at that. It just keeps going and going and going and going. All right, that's just for a few days. All right, the 12th through the 16th. All right, but I'm gonna go ahead and get to the main point of the of this video. This is that earthquake app. You can download it on your phone. It tells you where everything is happening. But yeah, there are definitely earthquakes in diverse places. All right. What he said, the end is not yet, but these things must come to pass. All right. So I said I'm going to deal with the famines, and I got this article from Newsbreak. It says 200 plus cases of explosive diarrhea illness, cyclopariasis, reported in Indiana. And man, this is crazy. People got, they say, explosive diarrhea. God dog. One of the elders here calls it a boo-boo demon. And hey, he said those things are going to happen. These things are going to happen. All right, so I'll get into the article. It says a parasitic illness that reportedly causes explosive diarrhea has now hit over 200 reported cases in the Hoosier state. That's right here. It says cyclopariasis first began popping up in the United States in early May, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. All right, and CDC, Center for Disease Creation. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't have patents on the stuff. It says on Monday it was announced that 1,645 confirmed cases of cyclopariasis across 34 states have been reported to the CDC. It says the parasitic disease that causes stomach cramps, fatigue, and more hit central Indiana around July 8th, with the Marion County Public Health Department confirming last week that 15 cases have been reported in the Indianapolis area. It now appears to have spread throughout the state. It says the Indiana Department of Health announced on Tuesday that approximately 206 cases of cyclopsoriasis have been reported. Officials said it is difficult to trace back where the causes were acquired, but the investigation is ongoing. All right. It says in an alert sent this week to healthcare providers, the CDC warned that there are more than 5,100 cases that require further testing to confirm the illness was locally acquired. All right. It says the true number of people who have fallen ill could have been higher than that, officials said. And I had gotten a link off social media that gave a bunch of locations where they are warning against this. That's what's at the beginning of this video, that lists, and I'll put the link in the description box of this video as well as this article, so you'll know where it came from. It's not something I made up. It came off of social media, Instagram. All right. But yeah, they're just putting it out there, and I believe these people don't want to be held accountable. So yeah, just for information purposes only. All right, because the stuff has got to be coming from somewhere. All right. It says an alert sent this week to healthcare providers, the CDC warned that there are more than 5,100 cases that require further testing to confirm the illness was locally acquired. The true number of people who have fallen ill could be even higher than that, officials said. Slovakia. It says the CDC says that cyclopsoriasis is a type of food poisoning caused by a parasite. People usually become infected by consuming or water contaminated with feces, and symptoms usually occur within 2 to 14 days after ingestion. Man, while not usually life-threatening, cyclopsoriasis symptoms can be severe and include cramps, nausea, fatigue, vomiting, and diarrhea. Dang. Vomiting out of your mouth and pretty much vomiting out of your ass too. That can't be good. It says other symptoms include loss of appetite, weight loss, increased gas, body aches, and other flu-like symptoms. It says for more information from our national news outlet on how to identify and prevent illness, click here. Like I said, this will be in the description box. For more information from the CDC on cyclopsoriasis, click here. All right, so that concludes the article, and yeah, pretty much, this famine that talks about going into the end times. This is 2nd Ezra, chapter 15. And verse 1. And it reads, Behold, speak thou in the ears of my people the words of prophecy, which I will put in thy mouth, saith the Lord. All right, and who's he talking to here? The prophet Esdras. All right, he said he will put it in thy mouth. The Lord, according to Amos 3:7, he does nothing. His secrets he reveals unto his servants the prophets, and he also speaks by the mouth of the prophets, according to Luke chapter 1, verse 68 through 70. All right, he says, and cause them to be written in paper. All right, that's the scriptures here. For they are faithful and true. It says, fear not the imaginations against thee. Let not the incredulity of them trouble thee that speak against thee. All right, and that's those primarily are our people. Scoffing against us. Don't believe in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai. Don't believe in prophecy. Okay. Speaking against us, as we scoffing on the comment boards, talking shit, coming up to the camps, talking shit, just because they don't believe. All right. Verse 4. It says, for all the unfaithful shall die in their unfaithfulness. All right. And we know according to Romans 14 and 23, whatsoever is not of faith is sin. All right. And what is sin? Transgression of the law. Okay. What are the wages of sin? Death. Okay. Romans 6 and 23. All right. By definition. All right. 1 John 3 and 4. Whosoever committed sin transgresseth the law, for sin is transgression of the law. And again, the wages of sin is death, according to Romans 6 and 23. All right. So, better have that faith. All right. It says, verse 5. He says, behold, saith the Lord, I will bring plagues unto the world, the sword, famine, death, and destruction. And we're seeing that every day right now. All right. This is cyclopariasis is a plague. Okay. The sword, you're seeing all the death, famine. They're telling us there's only so much time left before the food expires. Okay. All right. Shelves are getting empty. You know, the Strait of Hormuz is closed again. Death, we're seeing plenty of that. Okay. Planes crashing, helicopters crashing. You know. That heat wave that was going on in Europe, followed up with, you know, and which is a continuation of the situation that's going on with the killer whales or the orcas there as well. All right. And destruction. All right. We're seeing a lot of that. A lot of destruction going on the earth. All right. And why? And he says for verse 6, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. The Lord is tired of this world shit. You know, he's had enough. And he's about to do some damage. All right. As it goes on to say. Verse 7. Therefore saith the Lord, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness. All right. And that's going for the 2/3 of our people. And that damn devil Esau, Edom, who is the wicked, according to Malachi 1 and 4, and the so-called white man. All right. What he calls himself. He's actually red. No such thing as a person being white. And white means without moral impurity. And we know that some bitch, you know, ain't morally pure, but by no means. Just freaking wicked, you know. All right. It says, I will hold my tongue no more as touching their wickedness, which they profanely commit. Just don't give a shit. All right. He says, neither will I suffer them in those things, have no patience, in which they wickedly exercise themselves. Behold, the innocent and righteous blood crieth unto me. That's his prophets. Okay. And the souls of the just complain continually. All right. Yeah, we want to get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck away from this devil. Okay. You know, we got the fellow elect in the spirit world now, you know, cheering us on, you know, so we can get up out of here, man. It says, verse 9, and therefore saith the Lord, I will surely avenge them and receive unto me all the innocent blood from among them. Yeah, it's going to be recompense for what this devil has done, you know, especially Esau, Edom. There's going to be recompense for all of our innocent blood that he has shed. All right. This is the book of Numbers, chapter 35, verse 33. And it reads, so ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it. Now we know Esau has shed a lot of our blood in this land and still doing it, you know. You got the 2 drownings, or 3 drownings this week. All the hangings that's going on. You know, you had the one Edomite admitting that's why they asked him to ask Jake to go camping with him. But Jake, you know, you gotta be smarter than that. Never trust your enemy. All right. So yeah, who is this talking to? This is Ezekiel, chapter 35. Verse 5 and 6. All right, it's talking about Esau, Edom. You know, as it starts at the top, he's talking about Mount Seir. Okay, so wherever Esau is, that's Mount Seir. All right, so let's go straight to the point. Verse 5 and 6 says, because thou hast had a perpetual hatred and hast shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their calamity had an end. So yeah, he's further the affliction of us, you know. It says, therefore as I live, saith Yahweh our power, I will prepare thee unto blood, and blood shall pursue thee, since thou hast not hated blood, even blood shall pursue thee. All right. So all those things I mentioned at the beginning in Matthew 24, hey, all these things are signs that your stuff is coming to an end, Esau, Edom. So-called white man, I just focused on the famines, you know, and we know that's coming. All right. So how's he going to prepare you unto blood? All right. This is the book of Joel, chapter 3, verses 19 through 21. All right. Talking about Edom again. It says, verse 19, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness. And that Egypt means house of bondage, you know, which is where the majority of the 12 tribes are now. This is spiritual Egypt, America. Okay? House of bondage. All right, it says, Egypt shall be a desolation, and Edom shall be a desolate wilderness for the violence against the children of Judah. It's the southern kingdom. You got a lot of violence against Judah right now. Once again, with those drownings and lynchings. All right. He says, because they have shed innocent blood in their land. All right. Verse 20. But Judah shall dwell forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. All right. Judah dwelling forever, and Jerusalem from generation to generation. That's the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom in immortality. All right. To dwell forever and from generation to generation. We're never going to die again. So that means we're going to have those immortal bodies and that spiritual power that comes along with it. You know, after we save. All right. It says, for I will cleanse their blood that I have not cleansed, for Yahweh Bashem Yahushai dwelleth in Zion. All right. So that's how he's going to cleanse the blood. All right. By the hand of his people. You get that, Ezekiel 25. Verses 12 through 14. He says, thus saith Yahweh our power, because that Edom hath dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended, and revenged himself upon them. Therefore, thus saith Yahweh our power, I will also stretch out mine hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it, and I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. It says, and I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. Okay, so here it is, what he said he did to Judah in Joel chapter 3. All right, and now it's Israel. So that's both nations coming back together in immortality. All right, as outlined in Ezekiel 37. All right, he says, and they shall do in Edom according to mine anger, and according to my fury, and they shall know my vengeance, saith Yahweh our power. All right. So yeah, This as the elders say, the boo boo demon is just one of those signs, um, amongst others. The earthquakes, kingdom against kingdom, you know, wars and rumors of wars. All of these are the signs of this kingdom being transferred from Esau Edom to the rightful owners and rulers of this earth. All right, nation of Israel. All right, like scriptures say, he made the world for our sakes. All right, that's Second Ezra 6. All right, so with that, I hope this lesson was edifying to the elect body of the nation of Israel. Once again, I'm going to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rahakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well in teaching me this 100% truth. Salutations to them and my fellow Akim who labor in this truth week in and week out on the highways and byways. Also, salutations to the hopeful elect of the scattered 12 tribes of Israel, scattered to the four corners of the earth, that be like unto the speckled bird, also known as your Israelite foreigners and your so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. To you, I say Shalom, Kwam Yasharallah, Abba Baba. Shalom, Shalom. We got next.